All right. Welcome to Conversation with a Cancer. This is episode 15. I am your cancer, and today I have a wonderful guest. You know, one of my favorite things about doing my podcast is interviewing people that I really am unfamiliar with and getting to know about their lifestyle, who they are as a person, and what they're doing with this life. So today is someone that I just I follow her on Twitter, but one day saw her post a link to her Instagram, and I went to her Instagram. I'm like, oh, she's interesting. Let me reach out to her. So I would like to introduce Lil D. Lil D, say hello to the people.
Well, hello, I'm Lil D. How you doing? I'm a Capricorn, but Cancer is out cool or whatever.
I don't,
Radio personality, author, community activist, speaker,
mm,
mentor, businesswoman, entrepreneur, and shit talker.
okay. Hey,
And
that's
leaf
important to be a
roller at
shit
the
talker.
moment.
That's important to be a shit talker. So first and foremost, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. As soon as I finish rolling, it's Jay. But no, I'm good. I woke up today. I'm refreshed. The first thing I did was take my 90 seconds to think about what I'm grateful for. It's a good day.
90 seconds to think about what you're grateful for. I'm gonna have to
Yeah, I
try
like
that.
to list 5 things. Like the first thing I do when I wake up is close my eyes and think about what I'm grateful for right now. So many times we wake up with an alarm or some shit and you just like, oh, gotta go, gotta go. No,
Hmm.
relax. You got
Hmm.
24 hours in a day. Take a minute and a half to go, shit, I'm just grateful my car worked because my last car was a piece. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
take some time to be grateful that you got food to go eat for breakfast today. Because some people don't.
It's a lot of people who don't. It's a lot of people who do and still don't, but you know. Mm.
Real
So,
talk.
so we are. I guess we can say we're still in a pandemic, even though it's opened up here in Ohio. How are you dealing with? How have you dealt with the pandemic since it started and up until this point right now?
And, well, Texas wide open too. So when it first started, it affected my business because I do radio, but I work outside.
Hmm.
So ain't no clubs open. I ain't hosting it. I actually had a Mother's Day event coming up right before they closed the state. I'm talking. I had the food, the venue, literally the speakers, everything was done, and I couldn't do it.
Wow,
It
wow.
it kind of it messed up every event that I had for last year. But what it forced me to do was go in the house. And last year, mentally, was the best year of my life. It's the best thing I could have done for myself. I meditated more and I came out of it with such an amazing understanding of who I am and how, like, the Lil D brand is cool, but who I am when I wake up in the morning is more important. And once you get that understanding, your whole life changed. So
Mm.
last year was great for me. This year, now that things are kind of more open, I hosted something Sunday and I'm getting more like, I'm starting to get back booked again. So shit going cool. Last year did what it was supposed to do for me.
You're the first person who said something like that. Like it did what it's supposed to do for you. You know, most people we all respond the same, like we're just dealing with it, how we're dealing with it. But Texas been open for a minute though. Y'all been open since like what?
Listen,
Since
our
February, March?
governor, our governor rolled his ass on TV and was like, it's time to open Texas. It's like that shit sound good, but people dying. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, you want to open the city, but it's like, okay, let's say you own a bar. And let's say you got COVID. So you're very weary about going back to work. But now they said you got to. That means you ain't getting no more unemployment. So you don't have a choice but to risk your life. Regardless of how you feel about COVID and whatever, at the end of the day, people died. And if you don't feel safe, that's your right. But now the governor is just saying, well, go to work or be poor.
Mm.
Our governor is the dumbest. I don't give a shit that I'm being recorded. That's a stupid motherfucker, bro. Governor
Yeah.
Abbott is dumb as fuck. You don't know one governor in a wheelchair who will make a law that says social workers are allowed to discriminate against people based on sexual orientation and physical disability. Like, your ass not physically disabled.
Wow.
You got to be a stupid, pretentious motherfucker to continue to. If shit goes down, they will run your ass over and leave you there. You can't run. What you gonna do? Those not your friends. But anyway, Texas is opening back up, so I am starting to do more events, and I've got some stuff planned for later this year. So it's going well. But yeah, I just believe everything happens on purpose.
I
And
absolutely agree with that. Everything does happen on purpose because it's crazy to say, but were we supposed to be set down? Like, were we doing too much as a society that we needed to be set down? Like,
I needed it.
because we were all moving so fast and everybody's chasing that goal, that income, that desire that they have, and you
You
know,
remember what's important
hmm
when you can. come out of it remembering that everything you need is inside of you, you good.
I think a lot of people couldn't handle being told what to do. You know, a lot of people's like, "Why I gotta wear a mask? Why I gotta sit down?" Like we're all doing it. It's not you in particular. So I think like a lot of people they don't know what it's like to be.
Oh, you mean white people? Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
White people having the audacity. The white people just want to struggle. They want to so badly be oppressed because they want to fit in. White people want to be black. Look at their lips, their hips, their asses, Pilates,
So badly,
baby
so
hairs.
badly.
They want to be black. And that's not even a racist statement. That's just the fucking truth. And so they will never know what it's like to be black and be oppressed and real life worry if you're going to die because of how you were born. And so now here's the one chance we get to, wait a minute, you're going to tell me what to do? Well, that's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Take
so
away
that's what water fountains to drink out of. Hell no, it's not fair. Put a fucking mask on, you dipshit. Like, it's not even that hard.
I remember when
It's
they was like, take away my First Amendment. I'm like, I don't know if you read what your rights are, because ain't nobody taking away your rights. Then nobody say you can't do what you want. You just got to wear a mask while you do it.
And why is that even hard? It's like, I take care of my body. I'm not worried about it. But at the end of the day, a 90-year-old might not. And if I get a cold, I could give her the flu. That's all the fuck wearing a mask is. Do your part to care about somebody else. But people don't care about other people.
People don't.
And here we are.
They be unhinged so fast. So
yeah,
let's talk about how this all started for you. You know, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was the how, the where, the why. So you wake up one day and you say, you know what? I'm going to choose not to struggle anymore. I want to succeed, but I want to have my own brand. I want to branch out. I want to do radio. I want to put on shows. Like, where did all that come from? Where did that start from for you?
I wanted to be a rapper. I was doing mixtape shows, all that. And that's how radio started. In the 12th grade, the night jock in Shreveport used to have Freestyle Friday. And so I called in, I won like 9 weeks straight. I'm killing everybody, just bar after bar after bar, barcode. And he had my number because he would call me when it was time for me to rap or whatever. And when I got to college, he was just like, hey, you want to be on my show? And I was like, I guess. And 16 years later, here we are. But that's how I got started. He taught me everything I knew. Shout out to J-Tech. He kind of threw me to the wolves. Like I got there and I'm thinking, I can rap. Like it's whatever. Like I don't care. Like, big shit. I'm 19. And what he doesn't know is I'm very shy. Like I can rap, but outside of that.
Right.
And so the first day he was like, all right, here goes some headphones. You're going to talk in that mic. And, you just want to amplify your voice, blah, blah. Hold on a second. The big station, 99.7 KMJJ, Shreveport's hip hop and R&B leaders, J-Tech and the G.I.R.L committee got Lil D in the building. Lil D, what up? And for 4 hours, all I said was, I'm chilling.
Because you're shyness.
It was the worst, longest 4 hours of my life. It got to the point where people thought that we were sleeping together. And that's why I was on the show. People said all type of mean shit to me. My first air check session, we were like in a staff meeting and they will play a part of your show and then critique you. I've been here for 3 weeks. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And they were like, well, when you come on, you sound great. And then when Lil D started talking, it's like, and it's like, bro, like they made me cry. It was bad.
Damn.
It was really bad. They didn't respect me because who am I? I didn't go to school for this. I don't have a passion to do radio. I just want to rap and I'm trying to be ludicrous and make my mixtapes in the back. And so they was just like, yeah, why is she here? And when I realized I didn't fit, I was like, nah, I'm about to do this shit. Y'all got me fucked up. You don't get to hurt my feelings and tell me I suck at some shit. And so I really started to learn. Let me listen to that's when I started to like love it. Let me listen to other people. What does she sound like in Atlanta? What does she sound like in Las Vegas? What is she doing in Chicago? And I still do that now. But that's what really sparked it. Like, no, I think I'm good at this. And from radio, I was always told if you do radio, you got to have more than one hustle. And so once you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm good enough at radio to where I might can host a club. Then you start grabbing that mic and hosting clubs. But then it's like, okay, clubs are cool, but I'm not 22 anymore. Now I want to do some other shit. Now you can throw an event. And it just grows and grows. And you start learning what other skills you have. I've been writing longer than I've been doing anything. So of course I wrote a book. But like you learn your skill set. The better you know yourself, the easier it is to develop your side hustles and things that can grow with your brand.
So, like you said, it was rough for you. You were shy. He threw you to the wolves. Like, so throughout that
Mhm.
whole process, was he helping you get better, or was he was just like, just come on, keep coming back, just keep coming back?
Well, he was helping, but he's mean. Well, he's not mean, but he's nice for a radio personality. But I ain't do radio, so I ain't know that yet.
Hmm.
And so let's like if I'm on air and I'm like, yeah, it was cool. We get off air and he'd be like, no one will be more excited than you about what you talk about. If you sound like you bored, why the fuck would I care?
Hmm.
And he'd tell me just like that, because I'm a Capricorn, I'm mean anyway. But like he didn't hold back. And so I learned everything. Wasn't no holding my hand at all. But that's the best way to learn, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think hands-on is the only way to learn. I mean, you can read a book, of course. Let me not say don't read or don't do the work to learn, but I think the best way to learn is hands-on because someone teaching you and you actually doing it is the best way to learn. But that's
And college don't teach you radio unless you go to this Howard or Grambling. Those are the only schools I know of in the country where you might actually learn radio.
mm, mm.
That's
So
how college is awful. They don't teach them kids now.
I agree with that. We can get into that too. So let's you said something else that was important to me. You said you had a staff meeting where people were putting you down. So what motivated you before getting better at it to just be like, maybe this is not something to do? Because sometimes, like you said, you're shy and you're getting put down and these people talking bad about you. What motivated you to come back to work the next day? Like, dang, I gotta keep getting better and hearing them put me down till I get better.
It's wild. I only did it because he asked me to, and he was such a big brother to me that I didn't want to give up. But also, I was so used to being put down, it didn't bother me.
Mm,
Sad as that
mm,
sound, it
mm.
didn't bother me.
Well, us black people, kids, children, men, adults, women, children, baby, we all know where we grew up. We talked about each other. That was funny to us, the dozens cracking on each other, going back and forth.
Mhm.
So most of us, we had that, and when you get around people who didn't have
Yeah.
that, you'd be like, you're just gonna let them say that about you. So I can understand completely what you mean by you
Like
just
I
need to
was
get off that.
bullied. I was the ugly kid in school. I was the hoe in school. I was she's smart, she can rap, but you like her? You think she cute? Ugh, the foot rose type shit.
Mm,
And so getting to radio was like, it was just like more of it. Like for
mm,
me, it was weird coming to Dallas and people going, I love your hair. I love your skin complexion. You what? You like it? Like that shit. It was weird to me to get a compliment.
mm-hmm.
So for them to say that shit about me, it just honestly, it just added on to more reasons why my self-esteem was low. It was like confirmation to me, like, well, all right, fuck it. I guess I'm not cute, but whatever. I'll figure out something in life. At least I'm
Mm.
smart.
I remember the first time someone told me they like my skin, and it just blew my mind because I'm like, I'm dark, right? Like, no one
Mm-hmm.
tells me that, and I was like, that was my first time seeing someone who just genuinely appreciated me for what I look like, and I was like, okay, this is different. This is new to me. It's gonna take some time. So I completely know what you mean
Yeah,
by that.
it's
You mean by
wild.
that.
I've experienced the worst colorism in Ohio, in
Mm,
Columbus, actually. It
mm.
was it was awful. Like I was always a, nappy headed black ass girl or whatever. But when I got to Columbus, there was a Facebook thread about how ugly I was. Like some dude was
What?
like, man, I just saw Lil D in person and what the fuck? And then all the comments. I know she was ugly as fuck. And somebody was like, well, I don't know what she looked like. So they posted a picture of me. And then, so, and of course, they chose the worst picture ever. But somebody else came back and was, God damn, she ugly as fuck. And one of the people who commented was a mom of one of the kids I mentored.
Wow.
That fucked with me.
Wow. And you
Even
was
if
in
you don't
high
think I'm
school
a
when this
pretty,
happened?
no, this was college. This was Columbus.
College. Okay.
This was no Columbus. This was 2016.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I
Um,
couldn't imagine.
it's I was so used to it by then. In Cleveland, people used to comment on the station's Instagram to go, "You ugly" at Lil D on air to make sure I saw it. Like if I'm hosting the club and I post a picture of me in a dress at the club, meet me at Anatomy downtown, whatever. You ugly at Lil.
Hey man,
Why? How? What does that do for you? Like, yeah. So
that's wild because I know when I was younger, I probably would have done some, not to that degree, but like if my friends was teasing somebody, I would just tease them just because my friends was doing it. But I don't ever think we ever went that crazy.
and grown. Like in
Just that was
2016, I was 30. The fuck? Half of that though, we don't like to admit this, but people see you the way you see yourself because for the last 2 or 3 years, I don't think anyone's called me ugly. And if they have, I ain't seen it. All I hear is how pretty I am, I love your skin, you glowing, I love your energy, you so beautiful. And it's because I know that shit now. When you say it to me, I'm not shocked. I'm not going, really? I'm like, thank you. Because I know I'm cute as fuck. Like, and that changes everyone else's energy. So as much as I can say, oh, Columbus was terrible, I know that I didn't love myself as much as I should have when I was in Columbus. And that's what people saw. It's easy to pick on someone who's weak.
But also, in actuality, someone shouldn't just see something they don't like
People
about
are
you and say it.
assholes.
You know, like that's unnecessary. Like,
as ugly as I was winning in them ratings. So you listening.
right.
And if I make you laugh, let that be enough to not go on Instagram to talk about how ugly I am. What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you not like yourself very much? Because if I'm going to shit on someone, it's something in me I don't like about me that's going to make me shit on you.
That's too much energy, too much time and effort that I'm putting in on you.
It is. You don't like yourself. That's why you shitting on me.
Yeah. And I just think like it's radio. You're not there to see me. You're there to listen to me. What are you worried about how I look?
You think so? I told them niggas in 2006, I'm like, bro, looks matter. And they were like, you sound dumb. Well, here we are. I told them back then, I'm like, I think back then it was MySpace and Facebook. But I'm like, I'm telling you, like, we need to be okay, just watch. Looks gonna fucking matter. Now we got Instagram, Snapchat, motherfucker, all that shit. FaceTime, Zoom.
I know what more people on the radio look like than I ever have in my life. I'm like, oh, exactly. I didn't picture you looking like that. Like, wow.
You even tell me I sound tall.
You sound
I'm
tall.
5 feet even. I'm 5 feet and a quarter inch.
You 5 foot even? I would have never
and a quarter. In my quarter.
I would have said 5'4", 5'5". I wouldn't have said
not a chance. I can't reach the peephole on my door.
Wow.
I use a footstool for my closet shelves and my top cabinets in my kitchen.
Just to see through the peephole?
Yeah, I can't see it at all. Like I can't see through the peephole.
You need to get
like now on my
need to get your Ring doorbell so you can just look on your phone.
I really need to stop bullshitting. I was supposed to do it like a year ago. Just lazy, but yeah, I'm really short. I'm the same height as my 13-year-old cousin's taller. Yeah, stressful.
So G.I.R.L, grinding in real life. So explain that to me, because I mean I have common sense. I know what grinding in real life is, but explain it. Let the people know.
I started in Cleveland. I wanted to have a thing. Everybody had a thing, and this one does stuff for breast cancer, and she does this, and I was like, well, what do I like? And honestly, the thing I like more than anything is mentoring girls. And so I was like, I remember I was at the radio station. I was talking to Sam Silk, who worked there, and I was like, man, I'm part-time here. I'm not popular. Like, I'm broke. Like, what can I do? And he stopped me. He was like, why are you defeating yourself before you even start? And I went home that night and I wrote up the plans for grinding in real life. At first, I was just calling it You Go Girl, but I'm like, well, I mean, that's cool, but that don't mean shit. So I made the acronym because in Cleveland, a lot of people be fake busy. Like they be busy for social media. They don't be doing that for real.
Right.
So I was like, I'm in this studio apartment that's $450 a month, busting my ass trying to save money and being I'm grinding in real life. Bing. And so I do a lot of things throughout the year to just kind of help convey the message. The goal is to help girls realize their worth earlier in life than I did. And so we do a lot of different projects. Last year, of course, I couldn't do them, but the things we do every year, 12 Days of Christmas. I'm finna change the name of it because I don't want people to think you gotta celebrate Christmas to do the shit, because you don't. But I picked 12 girls and I let them mentor a shadow of 12 women in their desired career fields. So if you want to be a teacher, you're going to go to school and help teach. If you want to be a nurse, you go into the hospital. And we've had some really, really, I mean, just imagine a girl telling you she wants to be an engineer and you take her to Microsoft in Irving. Oh, you don't live here, sorry. But you take her to Microsoft to mentor a Black woman who's only 27, who drives a new Benz. And you spent the day with her learning how to do the shit that she do. You from the hood. Did you even know Microsoft was in your city? You know what I mean? Like I've had a girl who wants to be the first Black female president. Well, you can't shadow one because you want to be the first. But we were in Columbus and I got to get her the highest woman in the government there, the minority whip of the House. in Columbus, and she got to go to a meeting and watch her speak. She got to speak on the house. She got to hit the gavel on the thing. Like, what? She saw that you can do that as a Black woman. This should be incredible for me too. Honestly, like one girl wants to be a mortician and we really got to go to a funeral home. Like that shit was gross, but that's what you want to do. And you got to see it. You got to talk to a Black girl who is 26, who drives a white Benz, who can tell you, I got this Mercedes after I started working here as a mortician. You're 15, I'm 10 years older than you. So can you.
Damn.
You get to see the whole funeral home. And
right.
we recorded it, turned it into a mini series. At the end, the girls get a present and pamper party. So they get their hair and nails done, they get presents, they have food, there's music, it's a great time. And I just want them to know that your dreams are not dreams. Put them on a to-do list and let's get it done. Because somebody else already did. And you saw it in real life because you were there doing it for a day.
Hey,
I do that. Thank you. I've been doing that since 2014. I do a back to school event where the girls will get not just a backpack of school supplies, but a tote bag of toiletries. I think people forget that little girls need deodorant, hand sanitizer, lotion, pads. We get their hair and nails done. Just make sure they can feel good when you go back to school. Everybody, parents can't afford that shit. And I do a single Mother's Day brunch that I couldn't do. So mad. But anyway, we'll invite single moms and their kids to come get a meals. You ain't got to do nothing. We're going to serve it to you. Sit down, enjoy the food. We have speakers from prominent women who are single moms or were raised by a single mom. And all the women get gift bags. And so I'm just expanding upon that, just doing things in the community to let my people know that I care. You can do the shit. Like it's not some unrealistic, we love you and we're here for you.
And that's beautiful. Like it's so much layers that goes into that. It's beautiful because a lot of people don't understand the importance of teaching. Each one teach one, and like you said, you were shy, you went through some self-esteem issues and people talking bad about you. And the only way to make sure that doesn't happen to someone else is sharing your story and trying to help them and letting them know that you're strong and you can be whatever you want. And now you're giving them examples. You're showing them people in this field. You're giving them opportunities to have, someone you can call on and just get a reference from, like people sometimes don't use their available options. They be having options, but want everything to fall in their lap. And you showing them like hard work is what you need to do regardless. Even if
miles ain't even fed.
Right. You can luck up into a situation, but you still got to work hard once you get there.
Exactly. You're back that shit up. So yeah, I just want people to know you have a network. You can do it. There's another woman doing it. Like it's amazing every year. Just it's so amazing getting these entries. Because at first it was I want to be a model, I want to be a model, I want to be a singer, and that's cool. But now I want to be an engineer. I want to be an Olympic swimmer. The only reason I didn't get her on film is because UNT, the college wouldn't let me film it. But I still got her hooked up with the swim coach at the college here, and they did a lesson off camera.
Why didn't they let you film it? They didn't want their
because it's the actual team type, But right. I think that's dope that they responded and they were like, tell her she can come. We can't have cameras, but she can come.
All right.
So still to be able to tell this little girl, listen, you didn't win, but the only reason you didn't win is because AVNC. But listen, here's her info. Please still go. Black people don't swim. And so for a girl in high school to want to be a swimmer, that's big.
Yeah.
Baby, go swim.
There's so many other jobs out here besides sports and music. Like be a scientist, be an engineer, like you're saying, like go be a swimmer. Like if you want to be a teacher, it's so many jobs out here for Blacks to do, people of color in general to do.
They don't want us to believe that.
Right. Like
they don't want us to believe. And that's why I do 12 Days of Christmas. Like, girl, you went to Microsoft. Yeah, you can be an engineer. Look at all these Black people up here. And this ain't no like 70-year-old Black woman. She's 27. You know what I'm saying? Like she still go out and kick it, and you can look at her and tell like she cool, her hair done. Like that type of shit matter when you a kid. You're looking at this fly ass Black woman, and like you looking at this Black woman who like still look good. She cute and she cool and she know the lingo, and so you feel like, oh shit, that can be me in 10 years for real.
I agree with that. That's beautiful. I didn't know you was doing it like that. I thought you was just putting on a little
hell no
giveaway. Stuff like that.
It's very stressful. I don't sleep from October to December. It is very stressful, but it is the most rewarding thing I do in my life.
You got an assistant during that time?
Yes, but the problem is I still have to be there to film every episode because I'm the host. And so if I gotta work from these, like if I'm on air from 9 to 3, I might have to film you because you want to be a teacher. I might have to be at the school at 7, leave there at 8 because I gotta go to work, and then I get off at 3 and I got another one at 4. So like my assistant might have set all these up, but shit, I still gotta go.
Right.
So it's a lot, but it's incredibly worth it.
Yeah, that sounds rewarding. It sounds like it helps you sleep at night. I think that's what life is all about, is finding something where you don't feel like you're working, but it's something that gives you passion, gives you feel like you have a place, something you supposed to be doing. Like once you find your purpose, everything becomes easy, So that's a
I
good
love
thing.
these kids.
Yeah,
Like I still talk to some of them. The one who wants to be a medical examiner, she's about to be a senior in college, and she's still going to be a medical examiner.
That's beautiful.
Like every time I see her on Facebook, that shit, I'm about to cry. That shit warms my heart. Like, but she really got to be a medical examiner. You're a Black girl, and you got to go to the one medical examiner in Columbus happens to be a woman.
Right.
And happens to say, you can do it. Yeah, she can come. What? We saw brains in a jar. Like she really saw, and it smells in there. Oh my God.
I believe it. Why wouldn't it?
But the fact that she got to see it and she was like, now I know for a fact I can do it. Someone else is doing it. That shit's beautiful.
You're changing lives. You're impacting lives. You're changing lives, and you're developing habits in people that they didn't know that they had. They're learning from you. They'll never forget you, and they'll tell someone else about you, and they'll tell someone else the program, how rewarding it is. So
am I crying?
Yeah,
where's my lighter? Hell no.
The water works.
I ain't about to be out here. We ain't doing that. Shit. But I'll be serious as fuck when I say I care about these kids.
And you should be. That's the only way to.
Yeah, not so serious. I ain't about to cry. Is this a family show? Let me
Nah, that's for whoever wanted. Whoever wanted.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Got me out here crying over these damn kids.
You're the first person to smoke on the show, so thank you for breaking that. You're the first. So you said you're in Texas and you started in Ohio. So from Ohio to Texas, how do you feel about the decision? Do you think that was the best decision for you?
It definitely was. I've been trying to get to Dallas since I was in Shreveport. Shreveport is 2.5 hours away from Dallas, on one interstate. And so Dallas is the closest big city to Shreveport. Shreveport is a little smaller than Toledo. And so when you make it to Dallas, you made it. It's in radio, your market sizes are depending on your population. And Dallas is market 5. When you get to a top 10 market, you good. Like you did it.
Right.
I tried to work here in 2009, 2013, and then finally in 18. And I was in Ohio, Toledo, Cleveland, Columbus for 10 years. And it's a long ass 10 years been away from your family. Like you with your homegirl, and she can just go to her auntie's house. That shit different when you have to get on a plane to hug your parents. You have to get on a plane to see your best friend. You have to plan out when you're going to hug your mom. So coming back home, and half my family lives here. Like, so being able to come back home and knowing I got cousins 30 minutes away, my favorite cousin's 45 minutes away, my favorite auntie is up the street.
Right.
That shit helps you discover and remember who you are besides all this radio shit. Like I can go over here and they call me by my government name. Like I'm home again. My mama need me. I can get in the car. The worst thing I gotta do is gas up. I can go home, do whatever, and come back in the same day. That shit's beautiful. Like I might not stay here forever. New York called me tomorrow. Bye. But I'm gonna enjoy this shit while I'm here. I'm gonna enjoy this shit. Like being able to hug my parents without having to get on a plane and know that when I get back on the plane, I ain't gonna hug them again for 10 months. That shit helped everything in my life.
So before you said that, I didn't know Dallas was market number 5. I thought they were just like 2 or 3 because I thought Texas so big that their market size was bigger. So you're 5.
Yeah, New York, LA, Chicago, San Francisco, Dallas, Houston.
So where's Florida at? Is Florida 10?
It goes by cities. Miami is in the top 15, but I don't think it's 10 yet. Okay. It was very close. It might be like 11, 12.
I think I might be thinking as far as like news. I think Florida was like 10 or something like that.
Oh my God. So yeah, based on population, and then their population is different. So like what city in Ohio are you in?
I'm in Euclid. So okay, Cleveland, basically.
Like for you, the way radio counts, it would be Cleveland, Richmond, Euclid. I don't think they count Akron, but like they count everything around. I think TV would like only include Cleveland.
They do.
So it'd be a little different. Yeah, like Columbus says they're the 15th largest city in the country. And I'm like, no, you're not. but they're the 15 largest where people actually live in the city, not outside the city. Because nobody lives in Dallas, you live around Dallas, but that's because Dallas is big as fuck. So yeah, it just depends on. But yeah, we market 5.
Yeah, I had a guy on who's a big shoe guy that lives in Texas, and he talks about how big it is, and he doesn't actually live in Houston or Port Arthur. He lives like in a surrounded city. So I always said I have a friend who lives in Beaumont, Texas. Like she drives to Port Arthur and like Houston. I mean, stuff like that. So that makes sense.
Texas is so big. I think it is the biggest state, right? Texas is big as shit.
It is big.
You can.
I want to visit. Like I'm thinking about trying to come to Texas in August. Like
just don't go to the whole state. Pick a city.
Yeah,
like
I think
Houston. You'll love Houston. You'll love Dallas. You'll love Austin, San Antonio. But just don't go to one of them.
Those are my top 2, Houston or Austin, because of the food and the things you can get to while you're there. So those are my top 2.
Austin is very, very white and very gentrified. It is also very beautiful. Mm-hmm. Very beautiful. Like beautiful. But you gotta count the Black people. I counted 21 in 2 days and I went to the hood.
Not so 21.
I counted. I mean, I literally counted. And I went to the hood. I'm like, where the hood? Go to 12th Street. Cool. But anyway, but it's beautiful.
Okay.
It's clean because it's the capital. So it's clean, it's beautiful, like the grass and the water. It's really nice. Houston is so Black. Houston is like culturally Black and just it's so beautiful and so Black. But that traffic gonna whoop your ass.
I'm really big into music, and when I listen to down south music and rappers from Texas or singers from Texas, they always talk about Houston. They always talk about Houston, where they gonna be, what they gonna do with the slab riding and the trunks open. Is always in Houston. You know what I'm saying?
I love Dallas, but Houston is Blacker than Dallas. Like just the culture, it's Blacker, and I love that about Houston. I hate that traffic though. And then especially like if you've never lived in a big city, like I can handle it, but it's still bad for me, and I live in Dallas. So like, when you come, if you have a friend in Houston, let them drive. let them drive. But you love Houston. The food, have you ever been to the South?
I've been to the South, but I've never been to Texas.
It's hot. Yeah. Don't pack my pants. Like I'm for real, pack shorts.
I've been to Georgia. I've been to Savannah, Georgia. I've been to Orlando, Florida. I've been to Hilton Head, South Carolina, but I've never been to Texas. So
they have dry heat here. Louisiana has humidity, so it's not that bad, but it's very dry here. So in August, by August, we'll be in the 102s, 103s. The heat index will probably be like 110. So just don't pack pants, just shorts. Shorts are fine.
Look, I go anywhere where it's hot, where I can have my shirt off. So you talking about I'm hot as fuck.
And then if you go to Houston, y'all can drive down to Galveston and go to the beach.
I think I saw one of those on like one of those resort channels. Not resort channels, travel channels where they was talking about the lakes and stuff like that.
Galveston is disgusting, but they clean it in the summer. It's just it's nothing but the beach town, like it's really nice down there though. It's nice in the summer.
Okay. So talk to you about your book, because you have a book and your book is behind you. So like My Choice to Struggle to Succeed. So like, you have been explaining that, your shyness and being teased and changing markets and making your way up and down the ranks. So is that the sole reason for your book? I mean,
no, this book is about the 3 months I chose to be homeless so I wouldn't lose my radio job. When I was in Toledo, I got fired 2009, and I had a little part-time job. I just couldn't pay my rent, so I got evicted. So am I going back to Shreveport, or am I finna stay? The reason I stayed is because I had gotten a part-time job in Cleveland at Z1079, and I was on air Saturdays from 9 to noon, and then throughout the week I did like some stuff on a computer. I wasn't making no real money. It was like maybe $500 every 2 weeks, which I just couldn't pay my bills. But I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to put my shit in storage and move in a motel. I ain't gonna quit this radio job. I've been unemployed for almost 2 years. And so for me, the decision was, it wasn't, am I gonna stay or go? It was, how am I gonna make it work after I stay? And so the book goes through the 3 months where I was living in a motel. And I mean, not the Motel 6, but like truck stop prostitutes Air don't work in July motel. Me and my 2 cats for 16803. Well, every Friday. And it just goes through how me being on air, hosting events, big events like Summer Jam 2011. I was homeless as fuck on the stage. Like, all right, Wiz Khalifa. Homeless as fuck.
Wow.
Sleeping in my car, not eating for 2 days, going to the radio station, not even having the change for the vending machine. Can't get gum out that bitch. Like, I'm vegetarian. There's a time where I had $1 and the only thing I could afford was a sausage biscuit and I had to eat it.
Oof.
Threw that shit up like an hour later and was hungry as fuck again and with no money. And it just goes through the mentality of someone who can bet on themselves, who can be in a situation that fucked up and know you're going to be cool. I don't know how, but the how don't matter. You're going to be all right. Just know that you're talented and you're just going to bust your ass and it's going to work. And the book ends the day I moved into my hotel in Cleveland. I ended it there on purpose because my apartment was the size of my living room and dining room now, if it was that big. And I ended it there on purpose because I want people to understand your happiness has to start inside of you. Your surroundings don't mean shit if you ain't right in here. And I was grateful that apartment had a stove. Right. That I only had to pay you once a month. Shit that I can walk outside and it be a hallway with other apartments because people live here and it's their home, not a crackhead next to me getting high as fuck looking at me like what. So it just goes through the mentality of someone who, or what can happen when you bet on yourself. Right. And salute to Charlamagne the guy for writing the foreword for me. The foreword was really perfect. It fit my book. It was perfect. It's 88 pages. It's a great read. And I think it's for anyone who aspires to do anything. Someone tells you can't. If you're telling yourself you can't, imagine a level of belief and success you'll achieve if you tell yourself you can. Look at what's happening now as you're telling yourself the opposite. As bad as things are now, that's as good as they'll be later. My best friend told me that when I was homeless, and goddamn if she wasn't right.
I think for me, that's where I'm at in life, like not homeless or anything like that, but like I'm betting on myself. Like I have to make a decision, go back to a 9 to 5 or just keep hustling the way I'm doing to get to where I want to get. And I told myself the other day, like, if you want this, you're going to have to keep going through what you're going through. Like, and I was just like, I was kind of down on myself. Like I'm just sitting in my car. I'm sitting in this parking lot of Costco's. And then I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do it. Like, if I go back to be 9 to 5, I'll be miserable. And then I'll stop chasing what I'm chasing. And then if I stop chasing it, it'll get further away than where it actually is. Because it's not too far away. I just haven't figured out how to get over that last hump. Because once you get over there, everything's on that other side. But I haven't figured it out. And I almost gave up the other day. And I just told myself, like, no, we just gonna keep going. So I'm gonna read the book. I haven't read the book. I'm gonna read the book.
88 pages. You can read it in a day.
Yes, that's my type of book. I don't read any book that's over 200 pages because I don't like to read that long. So
available on paperback, ebook, and audiobook.
No, I like words. I like words.
Me too. I like to touch the page. Like I don't even like audio. I haven't read my own ebook because I just like to touch it. You know, all the orders come with a custom bookmark. And I have really cute packaging. It's available at grindinginreallife.com/book.
Is it on your website?
If you lazy, of course, grindinginreallife.com.
So we'll put all that in the link so people can just click on it if they want to purchase it. Absolutely.
If you don't love me, I guess you can go to Amazon. That's cool. It ain't gonna be signed.
But you'll still get a book.
You ain't gonna get no packaging. And I make less money, but go ahead.
Right. It'll be in
that brown box. Amazon. I'm trying to get on that Amazon bestseller list for radio. Really? And I know I won't because I'm selling more of them on my website. But right now I'm gonna get this check. Maybe on that next book.
So that's what I was gonna ask you. Is there another book?
Oh, there are 3 more coming. So the second book is gonna be called Route 2, My Plan to Prostitute. It is not a metaphor. I really had a plan to prostitute. So the book will talk about the plan I made when I was 15. I had a list written out, like a real like plan, a backpack. I had a pen, all this shit. It parallels with the 3 years that I spent in Cleveland. And it tells the story of how I started grinding in real life. And so what I do is everything that happened in Cleveland parallels to something that happened in my childhood as I'm telling both stories. And the point is, unless you unless you recognize these cycles, you're going to keep breaking them. If you don't recognize the cycles, you're going to continue to repeat them.
Absolutely. That was something I had to learn. Like, why do I keep, the saying they say you keep doing the same thing over and over. It's insanity. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to start doing different things to have different experiences and different outcomes. And that's a hard thing to do because you're comfortable, you're complacent, you like that same thing. You like, I eat the same stuff all the time working out, but I had just watched this video of the day where this guy was like, that's why your stomach is bloated, because you're just eating the same thing and you're not changing it up. I was like, shit, I ain't never think about that. Like, so I agree with you 110%. So I'm going to admit something that no one knows, not even best friend in my family. After my first daughter was born and I was just struggling, didn't know what to do, at one point I wasn't going to, but I had the thoughts of suicide, stuff like that. I thought about having sex for money. Like I did. Like I didn't know how to get into it.
Fuck it. Listen.
I was like, man, it's got to be a different way than what I'm going through. Like, this is real. Like I was about that life. Like,
I was homeless. You think I didn't think about it?
Like,
I ain't judging shit.
That shit ran through my head, but I didn't tell nobody that because I never took it anywhere. It was just something I thought about and contemplated. But when you said that, that brought it up. Like, yeah, I definitely thought about that.
Listen, I ain't mad at nobody right now with an OnlyFans page. If I was a stripper and they clothes outside, you motherfucking right. I'm starting an OnlyFans. Nigga, what's popping? Pay for these videos.
If I had an audience, I would have an OnlyFans page. I don't know what
look like. Fuck all that. Make your money, sis. Fuck these people. They ain't paying your light bill.
Get your money because ain't nobody else gonna buy you the stuff you want.
Ain't they talking shit about you and downing you. But when's the last time they paid your phone bill or fed your son?
And they're sending you free traffic by talking about your stuff too.
Exactly. So. Don't let me start on OnlyFans to promote the book. I thought about it.
Oh man. So
what I do.
The podcast is called Conversation with a Cancer, and I am a cancer. And so I like to always ask people what their experiences are with a cancer man or a cancer woman.
That is really funny. I just talked to a guy who was a cancer. I'm gonna say talk to. It was more of a he wants to get to know me. I'm attracted to you. Let's see where this goes. One thing I noticed is that he was very vocal and not afraid to say, this is how I feel. I like you. I think cool. I'm like, okay, I like that. All right. But I'm a Capricorn. So I'd be like, that shit cool. Get the fuck off me. Like, relax. I need someone who's really strong. You gotta be stronger than me. I've been through a lot of shit. And so I don't do it on purpose, but I know that sometimes I can come off kind of aggressive and just kind of strong. I've been taking care of myself a long time. And the one thing I noticed when he and I were in person is he let a nigga disrespect me. He didn't say shit. I said something. And afterwards, he was like, yeah, that nigga was mad disrespectful. But you wasn't gonna whoop his ass? And kind of like, we're not together. We're just in the talking phase. But it's like, my homeboys wouldn't, my brother wouldn't let a nigga talk to me the way that nigga did. You know what I mean? This is in Cleveland, of course. But anyway, like my homeboys wouldn't let a nigga talk to me the way that man did. Like I gotta like, hold on, nigga, who the fuck are you talking? Like I gotta do that, and it's a man sitting next to me. Like my daddy would never let a nigga talk to my mama like that. Everybody in the family gonna whip that nigga ass. You're getting shot. And so for me, if I still have to get up and do that, you're not my husband. My husband's gonna do that, and I'm gonna sit there and be a woman, and I'm gonna let him and go, yeah, they whoop his ass. So that's my only experience with the cancer. Y'all cool, we can be friends, but I don't trust you to protect me.
Damn, he gave us a bad rep.
Disclaimer, he's younger than me, and so I think that has a lot to do with it too.
I mean, I don't know. Well, let me not say
it could maybe mentally we're not on the same page at all. That's a lie, but mentally I'm further ahead than him.
Being a gentleman starts at an early age. So watching you being disrespectful don't have nothing to do with his age. That has a lot to do with his character. That's just him. That's probably him just trying to avoid contact, or he probably wants you to tell him to fight for it. Like, you too old to be telling someone to fight for it. If you think someone disrespects me, you stand up for me and we get up out of here, or you do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Me and my friends believe in, if you want to fight somebody, can't nobody stop you from fighting them. Y'all gonna fight. Plain and simple. So yeah, I'll give you that.
I think the cancer part was he's sensitive, and like that's cool sometimes, but like not sensitive, like I think he a bitch, but
Right,
just
right. I know what you're saying.
sometimes, yeah, like sometimes though, like I'm a Capricorn, you gotta nigga like, oh shit.
So what are Capricorns like? Explain to me because you
We
keep
are
saying that.
very straightforward, hardworking, creative as fuck. We are not gonna lie to you. We can do this little huggy, kissy shit, but sometimes like nigga, go to work. Like shit, like now, I'm late. I was leaving my nigga house and he called me like, I miss you, I'm gonna come over later. You're not, I got shit to do. But like it's layers and you have to get through the layers. We gonna work hard, we gonna bust our ass, we gonna love you. You gonna know we love you. We may never go, I love you so much, but you gonna know beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you need some shit, I got you. I'm gonna cuss your ass out the whole way because you stupid as fuck for doing it. But you know, by the time I'm done cussing you out, that shit handled. Mm-hmm. So it's like we gonna tell you what's up and we're gonna help you and we're gonna make you better, but we might hurt your feelings.
I like that. I don't know nobody's other signs. I just know what two signs. I have two daughters, so I just know what month they're born, so I know their signs. But
you love a Capricorn. We're the best.
I mean, I don't
Michelle Obama and I have the same birthday.
Okay, so when is your birthday?
January 17th. Also Betty White. Also Jim Carrey. Al Capone.
So what? So what? When is y'all start and when is y'all end?
I know our end is January 19th. I think that's when Aquarius starts. But I don't know when the start is. It's got to be December 23rd or so. My best friend's a Sagittarius, and he's December 20th. So Capricorn's got to be around Christmas.
So I have to look that up real quick. Not the horoscope, but like, do I got anybody in that time frame? Because I don't know if I ever dated nobody.
Yeah, like December 23rd to January 18th. We're the best. Like, honestly, we are the best. The only people who don't like us are people with low self-esteem.
Yeah, okay. So I know one Capricorn, and we didn't date. And she's a really good friend. So
I know it. And she ain't gonna never lie to you.
She don't.
She genuine as fuck. Mm-hmm.
She don't.
I like her already. Hey, girl.
She married.
Hey, Capricorn, sis.
She married, so our conversations can only be for so long. But she's straightforward. Yeah.
She ain't gonna lie to you. Listen, hey, girl. I hope your marriage is going great. I know it is because you a Capricorn. So you go, girl. Hey, sis.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Okay.
I love her already. That's my friend.
So you got two more books you say coming down the pipeline.
Yes. After Cleveland is Columbus. After Columbus, Dallas.
Okay. So let's paint a picture here.
All right.
You said you're in the fifth market, but you said earlier if New York came calling, you would go running. So what are your goals now that you're trying to set in stone so you can achieve?
I'm going to be on a syndicated morning show. That's the only reason I want to be in Dallas so bad. Tom Joyner and Ricky Smiley, like they work here, like literally on the first floor of the same building where I work. So I'm going to be on a syndicated morning show. After that, I don't know specifically, but I want to do movies. I want to do TV. I want to have a show that's in the mind of a lady in a sketch show on HBO, or just like a fun time type late night TV talk show, funny comedic shit. Like I'm going to be huge. Also, I'm working on a travel series now where we go to different cities and highlight different Black-owned businesses in the cities. Basically, it's going to be like Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown, but for Black businesses. You know, not no regular shit, but I found a Black-owned a boat rental company in Austin. That shit, you know. That's why I was in Ohio a couple weeks ago filming. But that's coming. That's going to be huge. That's going to make me a lot of money. That's going to be heavily monetized on YouTube. And I don't know when it's going to air, but fuck it. I'm starting a podcast July 13th. Dead Air with Lil D. Real, raw, not radio. And it's going to be a TED Talk for real niggas. So the episodes will be 10 minutes long. No guests, no interviews. Just me looking you in the camera. Similar to the monologue portion on a late night TV show. But it's me looking you in the camera, telling you about this certain topic and staying on topic and improving my point to you. Like one of the episodes is about why women should swallow. And people think I'm bullshitting, but I have real points. Like one, you swallowed worse. You know how many ingredients in a McRib is one ingredient in sperm. But like, not just that, but real shit. Like,
Hey, real shit. Listen. On no pause. Let me just say pause. Men who be like, I can't be with another man because I'm not taking it in the face. That's cool. But we did all ingested some really nasty shit in our lives growing up. You know what I'm saying?
chitlins.
Like you said, when you were hungry and you had to eat that sausage biscuit with cheese. I remember we were so hungry and didn't have no money that we had to eat cold, uncooked kibasi. That was one of the nastiest shit I ever had in my life. Or the
I'm
first,
sorry.
just nasty shit. Like the first time you ever drank Parmesan. Like, why are we drinking this?
Bruh,
It tastes
like,
like
why did we
leather.
like? That's how I felt when I came to Cleveland and drank Rossi because it was a song and I thought that it was good. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, so the podcast is gonna be lit. Once I get it'll be video and audio, and my goal is to get it put on Charlemagne's podcast network. And I'm telling you this on camera because everything I say happens.
I want to be on his what's it called? Black Enterprise
Like
or
the Black Effect.
Black Effect. I want to be on it badly. Like, I think like I would be great for that. But you know, time I have to keep doing the work and get myself out there. But I want to go back to something you said. You said you want to do TV. You're already doing it.
Absolutely.
You're
I
already
am.
doing TV. You
I'm
already
executive producing. Listen, everything I want to do, I'm already doing. It's just time to do it on a bigger scale.
right.
I
Right.
have so many plans, like shit that's been in my phone for 6-7 months, but then I had time to sit down and then it all came together. Like things down to like, oh, write this name down. I don't know why, but just write it down. Oh, now I know how I'm gonna use it.
I do the exact same thing. Everything, like from the questions that I sent you, from um from the movies, because I watch movies, you know, and I do film
Mm-hmm.
reviews. Like, I want to be in entertainment. Like, I write everything down. Like, I have movie scripts, I have movie ideas, I have TV show ideas written down on my phone. So we might have to connect on that. I might have to shoot you some ideas and see what you
I'm
think. We
with
should
it.
definitely connect on that. But I'm with you on that. Like, I believe in, you know, you have to put it out there in the air. You know, you have to say it so it's meant to happen. Like, a lot of people keep nobody know how good you are at anything if you don't show it. People have to see it,
No,
even though one
facts.
likes it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still make beats. I'm no longer trying to be in the music industry. I just like making beats, and then I put out instrumental albums. Somebody want to buy them, come buy them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I can write my ass off. I used to be a paid writer. You know what I'm saying? But I know for a fact I like doing podcasts, and I want to write scripts, like scripts, TV shows, whatever you got. Let me be a part of it. Like,
And it's
I,
like now you are doing a podcast and you are writing scripts. Once you got to look at yourself like tell yourself the truth. The truth is you already do it. You just need to do it to where you can pay all your bills from. Like when I was in Cleveland, I was doing sketch comedy with me, Rob Ward, and B Titty. And we had the shittiest camera and the quality was awful, but it was funny as fuck.
right.
And now I have a good camera and it's
Mhm.
crispy as fuck. And we have clip-on mics. But I wouldn't know how to edit video or where to stand or how to get this B-roll if we didn't start that shit in Cleveland. Everything I want to do, I'm doing. I'm
Right.
just gonna do it bigger and bigger.
Yeah. I was told a long time ago when I was trying to be in the music industry by this guy that worked at the Lava Room. He was like, if you want to get big, you got to leave Ohio. And I laughed in my head, like, why the fuck I need to get big to leave Ohio? But as I got older, I'm like, the opportunities that you're
Yeah.
gonna get when you leave here and the people you can probably meet to introduce you to the next person is greater outside of Ohio. And I just wish I would have took him seriously and see where he could have took me. Not saying he would have took me anywhere, but see what that would have led. So like, I
Well, everything happens on purpose.
hey,
So maybe now you can go with the knowledge. Because I'm sure there's a million people who be like, all right, I'm gonna go, and then they be homeless as fuck and wind up back home. So
right,
now
right,
maybe we do it the right way.
and that's
Like so reason it took me 3 times to get to Dallas. I was ready.
mhm.
When you tell yourself and accept that you are who you want to be when you grow up, you move different. You don't play around with the shit because this is who you are.
Right. Yeah, like even doing podcasts and people be like, yeah, I'm gonna do your podcast, and then they cancel. And then I'll ask them one time, do you want to reschedule? If you don't respond, that let me know you don't want to reschedule. I'm not gonna chase you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to look, if you don't want to do it, ain't no big thing to me. I understand. You moved on. Moments pass, you know what I'm saying? But my grind don't stop.
At
So
all.
so one thing that I want to say about you is that makes you very interesting is that your desire for the next thing is bigger than your last thing. This is what I'm just discovering just talking to you.
Thank you.
Like it seemed like you said you wanted to get to Dallas for years and you got to Dallas. I'm in Dallas. I'm established. But now I want to go next. So my next one gonna be bigger than Dallas. I want to have a syndicate. Like that's so dope. Like I can admit I don't have that. I still have the if I can get this one thing, I'm gonna make this one thing 1,000. I don't think about 10,000 things. I think about one thing and try to make it as big as possible, gain what I want from it, and then move on. Like I just learned a little bit of that for you because it seems like you plan and then you execute, and then your next plan is bigger than your last plan.
That's a Capricorn thing. We're planners. So like my vision board is broken down. Like I've had syndicated morning show on my vision board for years because that's what I want. But underneath it is some steps to get there. Make more contacts in the industry. Blah blah blah. And I'll check them off as I go. And don't let me fuck around and get sub goals for the sub goals. Like so, I don't want to get overwhelmed. So like I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow and be syndicated. But can I wake up tomorrow and put out this YouTube video the right way? Okay, boom. Now I'm consistently doing this thing. Check. And you'll just go up the list. I'm just going up my list. I had the car that I have now was on my vision board when I was in Cleveland. I got the car in Columbus. I don't fuck around. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual as fuck. And I'm very aligned. I'm to the point where I can see shit now. So I know my future is bright as fuck.
I don't have an actual vision board because I have everything in my phone, but I know the car I want. I know where I want to live if I stay in Ohio, and I know what I'm trying to accomplish. But I need to start doing that because I hear a lot of people say they visually see it every morning, so they go after it. So maybe I need to put one up on the wall because I don't have one. But
it's different when you look at it. It's a different responsibility. You can't bullshit because it's like, fuck, I just saw it. How am I gonna get this car? Let's get to work.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So I just want to say this was my favorite interview. And I'm just because you don't know what you're going to get when you interview someone you don't know personally. Yeah. And just to hear how you talk about the things and the way you want things and what you're already established yourself to do. Like I told my best friend, she's my editor. I was like, I'm writing 2 10-page books this summer. And I thought she was going to just say something different. So as soon as I finished, stopped talking, she was like, fine, bet when we getting started. Like that, like she already knows how my minds work. And she just knew right off the back, like, okay, yeah, he gonna do this. So I'm gonna write 2 10-page books this summer. And it's just shit that I've experienced, like my favorite places to eat, my favorite place to get sweets, like something like that to let people see my style of writing, because I don't blog and professionally write anymore. So I need to I miss writing. So this is my way of getting back into writing. And if people want to buy it for $5, a little ebook, go ahead and get it. You know what I'm saying?
I'll buy it.
So it's gonna come out this summer. Like I've been working on the covers already. So I don't think it's gonna take me long to write 10 pages, but I think it's gonna take me long to figure out what I want on each page.
When you wake up in the morning, start taking 90 seconds to think about things you're grateful for. It'll come to you. You smoke?
No, I don't.
Oh, you should smoke. Don't listen to me. I'm high. But start taking like 90 seconds. Think about things you're grateful for and just clear your mind so that things can come into your mind that you need.
Right. I tried to smoke once upon a time and I didn't get high and I gave it up.
My best friend's like that. Like we got him high as fuck and he was not high. We smoked so much weed. Some people, it's something in them that like won't allow them. It makes me really sad. I'm really sad.
I was in a car before with 4 people and I experienced hot box and I was like, hey, y'all ain't hot? All that smoke in your eyes? It was like, we don't roll down the windows, we smoke. And they were all high and hungry when they got out the car. I'm like, man, I'm just ready to go home. Like it never happened for me.
That's unfortunate. I'm really sorry.
So I just think like it wasn't meant for me to be a smoker, but
I guess because it's the best weed I've ever had. But I'm so sorry.
I do want to own a miracle marijuana clinic. So
as you should. Let's all get to that.
Yes, that $1 million a year sounds real good to me.
I'll buy some stock.
But I know we both have other things we have to do today. So I just want to tell you thank you. I appreciate it. We're gonna definitely stay in touch. We're gonna be really good friends. Hopefully, I'm gonna share ideas with you and I'm gonna support whatever you got going on because I like your hustle. I like what you're trying to do. And I just really think you going places. And when you get there, I'm like, well, she was on my podcast. I'm gonna let it be known. I'm like, Lil D was out here cutting up. So But you're doing great things, not big things, but great things. And I hope you do get to New York and you get your syndicated talk show. And I hope I can meet you there. Like my status is approving and we can just be on that same plateau. You know what I'm saying? So
well, let go.
yeah, I'm all for it. So Lil D, thank you for coming on. I'm appreciative of you. You keep going strong and stay out of that Texas heat as much as possible.
Sure. Thank you for having me. This was
No
great.
problem. So salute to you and I'll talk to you real soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.